Today we're going to learn division using partial quotients. Partial quotients is good if you are somebody that struggles with the concept of division. Somebody that big numbers here scare you. So the beauty of partial quotients is I can multiply this 13 by anything and I just keep subtracting over here until I finally get to a 0. The con of partial quotients is it can take a long time, and sometimes you're going all the way down and you still haven't hit anything. So when I mess with partial quotients, I really try to see how high I can get so that my subtracting isn't taking forever. Okay? I'm starting with 13, and I'm going to multiply 13 by something that gets me close to 5,902. Well, I know that if I multiply 13 by 4, that's going to give me 52, which is nowhere near this. However, bear with me, look. I could put my 52 here, and I have 2 spots left, and I'm just going to add 2 zeros. But whatever I do over here, I have to do over here. So I'm just going to add 2 zeros to that 400. I mean, that 4, I'm making it 400. I'm going to box that because this right here, everything I box, I'm going to use as part of my answer. Okay? So I'm really multiplying it by 400, giving me 5,200. Now I'm going to subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. 9 minus 2 is 7. I just took my number from 5,902 all the way down to 702. I need it to be either a 0 or a number that's below 13. So I'm going to try 13. And this time I'm going to multiply it by something else. I want to try to get close to maybe that 70. Okay, well, I know that 13 times 5 gives me 65, which I can put right here. I can add a 0, but whatever I do here, I have to do over here, so I'm going to add a 0. 13 times 50 is 650, and I'm going to subtract that. 2 minus 0 is 2. My 0 becomes a 10, and my 7 becomes a 6. 10 minus 5 is 5. I have 52 left. Well, I already know that 13 times 4 equals 52. I'm subtracting my 52, and I get what I want, which is that 0. And now I have to add these numbers together to get my final answer, which is 454. Now, I did it pretty fast. I have seen people say, well, I'm just going to multiply it by 100. Would be 1,300, and that's just what they want to do. So they would take multiply by 100, multiply by 100, multiply by 100, until they couldn't do that anymore, and then multiply by a smaller number. You could absolutely do that. Your answer is going to always be 454. The con of that is you're going to be subtracting forever, and it's going to be tedious, and it's going to be a longer process. Okay? I have 9,824, and I want to divide that by 32. The beauty about partial quotients is that I can take it as slow as I want, or I can go as fast as I want. For this particular one, I'm going to go just a little bit slower to show you how you can get an answer and by just simply multiplying by an easy digit. So I have 32. And let's just say I want to take my 32 and I want to just multiply it by 1. Okay? We know that 32 times 1 is 32, and I'm going to put that over here. But I'm going to make it easy on myself and I'm going to add 2 zeros, making this 100. 32 times 100 gives me 3,200. Okay? And I'm just going to subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 0, 2. 8 minus 2 is 6, and 9 minus 3 is 6. Guess what? I can multiply it by 100 again if I wanted to. I can multiply it by 50. I can multiply it by 7. The goal is to finally get this side down to 0 by subtraction using these numbers over here. Okay? So I'm going to take 32. Well, I know that if I multiply it by 1, I get 32. But I also know if I multiply it by 2, I'm going to get 64. 32 times 2 is 64. I'm going to put 64 over here. And look, I can add 2 zeros. As long as I put my 2 zeros over here, making it 200. 32 times 200 gives me 6,400. Okay? I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 0, 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. And so now I went from 9,824 all the way down to 224 by just multiplying by 100 and by 200. Okay? So now I'm going to figure out what I want to multiply by now. Well, I know that if I multiply 32 by 5, let's just say 5. I know that 32 times 5, I'm going to kind of figure it out over here. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So I have 160. I'm going to subtract 160 back over here. 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 cannot take away 6, so my 2 becomes a 12, and this 2 becomes a 1. 12 minus 6 is 64. That's perfect, guys, because I know that 32 times 2 gives me 64. So I minus 64, and I get what I want, which is a 0. My problem is done over here. I just need to add this up right here to get my final answer. 100 plus 200 is 300. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. My answer is 307.